Wow, 4 seconds, 5 seconds? Wow. Okay, hello everybody. Excuse me, I was not aware that that much time had passed so quickly while doing this video. Sorry, my head keeps on going back and forth. Okay, sorry, I just had to take a breath. So let's talk about what we're doing here. So I've been I've been doing this for a little while now, and for the most part, it has been wildly unsuccessful. And the reason for that is, okay, let's say you have a normal job. You know, you're out there 40 hours a week doing what you can do to pay the bills and keep a roof over your head. And you seem to notice pitfalls like, there's people with a lot of negativity who are always complaining. You don't really want to hang out with them too much. That's a little trap. You get trapped in their web of complaints, and bing, bang, boom, you're in trouble. You don't want to listen to people who try to talk you into stealing from the company, because that's a trap as well. You don't want to be the one who calls in sick all the time, because that's a trap. Now, the thing about it is, when a company hires you, regardless of how, um, what station the job is, whether it's CEO or the person who sweeps the floors, you have to keep in mind they're putting a lot of money into you. In fact, it takes a lot of money just to have a human resources department running. So, all the forms, and then once they get you on the clock and they start doing the payroll, they have to pay the taxes on the payroll. There's the training involved, the cost of the training materials, all these other things. So what they're going to do is make sure you have everything you need to be successful. Now, in the business world, that is not the case. We have people out there doing things just because it's a numbers game. They know that no matter how ridiculous the offer is, if they show it to enough people, a few people will opt in. However, these types of marketers are always complaining, they're always struggling, they never have enough money. You talk to them about, advertising with Facebook ads or advertising on YouTube, and they look at you like you're an idiot. Same thing with Google, Google Ads. You notice Google's everywhere. You go to a website, and if it's a well-known website with traffic, boom, they've got Google Ads on there. So advertising on Google may not be such a bad idea. Uh, Now, for your success, one of the things that I accidentally discovered, because there are people out there that'll tell you, you need to have content, you need to produce content. Content is king. And they'll tell you, click here, click here, click here, because you need a website, you need a blog, you need this, you need that. So you click on these things, they're getting commissions, you're spending money, but you're not making any money, because whoever's training you, they're not really invested in your success, because you don't work for them and they did not spend a lot of money to try to acquire you. So as far as they're concerned, you're a customer, and who knows how they got you. Maybe it was a Facebook ad, or maybe you got caught trolling a traffic exchange, or you're using a safe list mailer and that's how they got you. And if that's the case, whoever they are running their business, they're not really running a business. They're just throwing their crap out there, seeing what they can catch with it. But seriously, if you have something just as simple as a YouTube channel, then you can start content marketing. If you only have a Facebook account and it's just your feed, you can start content marketing. It's not an ideal way of starting, but you can. Okay. Now, let's do a little bit of a screen share here. Got to do the screen share first. because if I don't, I won't be able to get to the controls. Screen sharing. I really should learn the what you call it, the keystrokes, making it do it on its own. Okay, here we go. We're in screen sharing mode and we're going to start. All right, now, unfortunately, I cannot see the screen because this presentation takes up both screens. Let me see how it looks. Here we go. I got my good old phone out and hopefully we can see it. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. Okay, good. It looks perfect. Awesome. So I had to look at it on my phone. So embarrassing. I only have two screens connected to my computer, so this is how it goes. So basically, the power of content marketing. This is serious. So really, okay. There is no better way to grow your business to increase your income than by using the power of content marketing. So what does it say in the graphic? 53% of marketers say blogging is their top content marketing priority, and that's according to HubSpot. Um, so let's talk about strategy here. We got 6 steps. Define your goal, understand your audience, identify content formats, create effective content, promote that content, evaluate your performance. Those 6 steps are the keys to succeeding with content marketing. You don't want to talk to everybody. So you have your blog. You're going to write your first. You're going to write your first article. You do not want that article to be addressing everyone, the general public. You don't want to do that. You don't ever want to do that. There are companies out there that try to do that, but they have like general products. So let's say McDonald's. McDonald's is trying to talk to children, adults, the elderly. They're talking to people all walks of life and all income levels and whatnot. They want to talk to everybody because everybody eats and they're selling food. We're not that general. We don't want to talk to everybody. We want to talk to a very small, specific audience. So right now, I'm talking about content marketing. I'm only addressing the people who either have a business online already or are thinking about putting a business online. But blogs, they're not just for online businesses, they're for brick and mortar businesses as well. Most businesses that have an online presence have a blog. It's the perfect thing. You can keep everybody updated and it's great. So we know content marketing. We have our 6-step strategy. Okay. What about why? Why content marketing? What is it that has me so impassioned about it? It is the most economical way to achieve these next 4 steps. Building credibility, content marketing positions your brand. You are a brand, okay? Whether you're using your name in your brand, which I highly recommend, or not, what you are is a brand. That's how everyone looks at everyone now. And I think that's what the artist Prince was trying to say when he tried to change his name to a symbol, is that we are all a brand, a trademark, a logo, that type of thing. But the most important thing is it builds credibility. When you put out those articles, you're positioning yourself as someone who's very knowledgeable in the area in which you speak. The second reason is it increases engagement. Okay, if you're writing something and you're asking the person to think about things, they're going to come up with questions and they're going to want to ask you. By commenting on the blog, um, there that engagement is happening. When you take your article and you put it in your Facebook feed to try to get people to talk about it, it's so much easier to get people to talk about your article than almost anything else, except for maybe a TV show or a movie. Those things are way easier. But if you just come out and say, hey, I got this great way to make money online, it only takes a few hours a week, hit me up below if you're interested. More than likely, you may not get a lot of response. You might get some thumbs up and whatnot, but there you have it. But if you throw in something that they can read, watch, they're reading your words, they're understanding, they're following you from one point to the next, all of a sudden you have this person forming an opinion about you and what you represent. And it is way easier to get engagement from someone when you really give them something good and solid to engage about. And blog posts are great. I like putting videos in my blog posts. That is getting a great response from me as well. And of course, generating more traffic. By following SEO best practices, which in and of itself is a slippery slope, that changes all the time. But just giving the search engine text to read, maybe some pictures, a video to follow, some keywords and key phrases, next thing you know, you're picking up all this anonymous traffic from the various search engines that have bots crawling all over what you're writing about. So, you're going to generate a lot more traffic this way, blog posting. And then, of course, you're generating leads and sales. Every time someone comments on one of your blog posts, or if you put your blog post in a social media post and they comment on that, these people are leads. They're leads. They're not customers, but they're leads. Now, I know what you're saying. No, Chris, they're friends. I get it. But at the same time, they're showing you that they have an interest in what you're talking about. That's the meaning of a lead. That's what the word means. I'm not trying to reduce people to less than human. I'm just letting you know that you are leading them somewhere. They're following you. They're engaging with you. This is all very, very good stuff. Okay. Now, that's just the thing. It's all about information. All right. For some reason, and I don't know why, but this generation of people right now, anyone born after 2000, are so hungry for information. It seems like they can't get enough. They're hoarding it almost. It's insane. It's so popular that the most popular shows on TV are informational shows or reality shows. When someone sits down in front of their television, they're being entertained and distracted from all their woes and troubles and whatnot. But if they also feel like they're learning something new, that's exciting as well. So now they're entertained, they get distracted, and they feel satisfied because they learned something. This is how content works. But my generation, it was all about the television and the radio. Now it's all about the screen, the screen, and it doesn't matter what size, this size, an iPad or tablet size. I've seen people have huge screens hooked up to their computers, or they use those LCD projectors to project their screen on a big wall. It's insane. Okay, but the blogging process will help you. I've had people click on one of my articles and I sell something. And it's just a massive surprise. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? Okay, I've been talking mainly about blogging, but there are other forms as well. So blogs, we're all familiar with what a blog is, what it can do. We read blogs every day, a lot of us. And then to improve your SEO, don't try to become an SEO expert at night. Um, don't load your blogs down with those SEO plugins, especially not in the beginning. Just learn some basics about keywords, key phrases, do a little bit with backlinking, and leave it alone. Okay. The rest is through promoting. And that's another thing. The amount of traffic also helps your SEO. I know that seems like a catch 22 where you're chasing your own tail, but it is true. So the more engagement on social media your blog posts get, the higher SEO score will be accomplished as well. Now, blogs, so that social media right there. So, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, um, YouTube is a big one. I want to say, like, everyone's always talking about Facebook as being the biggest, most popular platform. But I've been talking to a lot of people, and people spend a huge amount of time on YouTube. It's incredible. And I myself am guilty of that as well. I use YouTube both for information and also for entertainment. So, social media is great. Don't be shy with your content. Post on social media regularly, refer to your content, and you'll be surprised. Now, everything takes time. Don't expect immediate results, okay? You're going to want to work on this for at least 90 days straight before you try to draw any conclusions on how effective it is. Because, like most things that are natural and organic, it needs a little bit of time. And if you're new, you need to sharpen your skills a little bit, add a little bit more time to that, okay? But I promise you, in the end, this time next year, if you're diligent, you're going to be way happier and in a much better position. So I talked about YouTube, which leads us into videos. And one of the fastest growing forms of content. Videos are an efficient way to engage. Um, Text is good. Text is great. In audio, well, audio is a little bit better because you can hear the emotion in their voice. But video, that song from the 80s, Video Killed the Radio Star, very, very, very true. Okay. Video is the next level. And if someone like me can make a video, then all of you can definitely make a video. And I can tell you, um, from my experience, I went from saying, no, I will never do that. It's not necessary. I don't need to do it. I'm fine. To now it's like, I look forward to it. I can't wait. And when someone gives me feedback on one of my videos, holy crap, that's even more amazing. It's a huge rush. So it adds a little bit of spice to my day. And it is beneficial as well for my business and for my brand. So I can't say enough good things about video. Just try it a few times and you'll start seeing what I'm talking about. Okay, the benefits. So, dude, the benefits: brand awareness, customer loyalty, increased sales. Think about that for a minute. You want people talking about you, okay? I belong to several Facebook groups and I chat with the different members on Messenger. And most of the time, it's just actually all the time, it's pretty darn friendly. It really is. No one's trying to sell anyone anything, and we're all just sharing information. It's pretty cool. A lot of times, we're just basically talking about Star Wars. That happens a lot. It's fun. You got to have fun. Um, but brand awareness is super important. You want people to be aware of you, and you want people to talk about you. Most importantly, you want them to share your videos. You want them to share your social media posts. You want them to share your blog posts. You want them to share what you're talking about, your message. So, brand awareness. And as they're sharing your message, loyalty is being built. These people recognize the value that you're offering, and they're showing you their devotion and loyalty. Um, And brand loyalty is something that takes time to build, but once it is built, it keeps on giving and giving and giving. It's just an amazing thing. And of course, with all of that comes increased sales. And that always seems to be the bottom line. How can I get more sales? How can I make more money? Boom, right here. If you're not involved in content marketing right now, you need to get on it. And I mean, it's not expensive at all. It's not. There's a lot of different programs out there. They have blog hosting for as little as $5 a month. And you're like, yeah, but I want my site to be fast and optimized and this and that. Hey, man, in the beginning, just make an extra $100 a month. Get to that point, and then you can have the fast site, the up-to-date site, the professionally made site. But you need to get to that $100 a month first. Otherwise, you're just going to be hemorrhaging capital that you can't afford to hemorrhage. And as your income grows, so will your assets. Because you'll be able to invest more into yourself. Okay. Now, let's talk about some specifics so I don't send you out there and you have no real direction. So how? How do you develop an effective content marketing strategy? Okay. First, you have to understand your audience. This is why if you watch Friday, which is Friday tomorrow, I am going through this book, .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. Definitely one of the most successful internet marketers of all time. Okay. His book is amazing. Just the first few pages, boom, 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 I recognize what I'm doing wrong. In that book, right within the first chapter, he tells you, identify your ideal customer. Okay. Well, by the way, tomorrow it's 5 p.m. Eastern time for that. And if you go to last Friday's video, it talks about identifying your ideal customer. So you might want to go back to that. But understanding your audience is identifying your customer. Who exactly are you talking to? Me, I'm basically talking to people who are right around my age. That's why if you're, in your 20s, you might notice that a lot of my references are a bit antiquated. That's because, I'm basically talking to people around my age who are trying to build something online. Now, if you're in your 20s and you find my video useful, you like it, whatnot, that's okay too, because you've got your target audience, you got the people you understand, and then there's everyone else. And sometimes you're going to get people who they may not fit into your ideal customer, but they are also interested and they like the way you're presenting the information. So really understand your audience and speak personally to them. Okay. It's very, very important. So don't worry about your target market. Don't get into demographics and all that stuff because it'll make your head explode. Unless you have like a marketing or advertising degree, then go for it, man. But if you're like me, I dropped out of high school and joined the Marine Corps. You're not going to have all that finesse. And if someone starts throwing a lot of that at you, your head might explode, like mine is. But just understand, identify your ideal customer. Give them a name, write down their habits, their likes, their dislikes, and what they're trying to do that makes them attracted to you. Create a content plan. This is very important. You go to your computer and just print out a blank 30-day calendar and plan out your content. It's not that hard. Just plan on one article a day. And it doesn't have to be 7 days a week. Just do Monday through Friday. One article a day, Monday through Friday. And if that seems too much right now because your life is too hectic, just do one on Saturday and Sunday. Or just do one every Monday. You could just start out doing one once a week and then grow to twice a week and then 3 times a week. Wherever you're at, you can start small and just grow out from there. You don't have to follow the leader and be like, oh, I got to do it this way. You don't. High quality content is a must. Now, I know what resonates with me. Okay. Um, that's why or how I create my content. So you need to create your content in the same way. But in the beginning, admit to yourself what you're going to create is going to suck. Just admit it to yourself. Like right now, this video, it's not a professional video. I'm on a webcam that I have on a post, and I've got my computers, stuff like that. But there's not a camera person here following me around. I don't have a boom mic. I'm not in a YouTube studio, basically. Um, but as I grow, as you grow, our content will get better and better and better. Just like everything you do. When you start out running or riding a bike, you suck. You slow, you trip over your own feet, you fall down a lot. But as you get better and better and better, heck, some people go on to do it professionally. So don't kill yourself with high quality content. Definitely don't ever borrow anyone else's content. Make your own. It's way better. Um, but yeah, try to do your best, but don't kill yourself with the details. It's better to put out something crappy than to not put out anything at all until you get something great, because that's just not the way the world works. Promote your content. You must promote. You must promote. I, I can't say that enough. You must promote. If you don't promote, you're not going to get any of the benefits. But you don't have to throw a lot of money out on the promotion either. You can use your social media accounts. And when you get like a few bucks, $10 here, $20 there, boost one of your better posts. And bing, bang, boom, things will start happening for you. Okay. But promoting is a must. Now, measuring success, this is a slippery slope. It really is. Okay. But you're going to want to try to track some of this information so that you can measure how effective you are and really highlight the areas that need improvement. In the beginning, all the areas are going to need improvement. Don't murder yourself. But, kind of keep these in the back of your head, because when these numbers start to go up, you're going to want to mark what made them go up. So let's talk about this. Page views. Track the number of page views for each piece. And that's not very hard to do. I know for a fact WordPress, you can track a lot of that. You can put visual counters on there, but that's not really necessary. It's all in the blog back office. It'll actually show you. Um, Engagement metrics. Look at metrics like shares, likes, comments, or forwards. These metrics signal that people are engaging with your content. Okay. And this is true too. And this is another reason why social media is a must. It's a must. Social media will give you all of this information. You can see it. And if you have a business page, like I have a business page on Facebook, and a group on Facebook, it'll show me the metrics and engagement of the page and the group. So, social media, same thing with YouTube. YouTube gives me all that information on all of my videos. So the information's not hard to get. You just need to be aware of it. Conversion rates. Look at traffic to lead conversion rates and lead to customer conversion rates to see if your content is driving sales. This is very important. This is one of the reasons why I use Leads Leap. With Leads Leap, I can track, and their trackers are awesome. So you're going to have to go through you're going to have to go through the tutorials if you've never done any tracking before. However, once you do, you'll be in a very much better position. And you know what? I think next week, Tuesday, Leads Leap, I will talk about tracking so that you guys can get a better idea of how to track some of these things. And then SEO metrics. SEO metrics, you can track where your content is rating. SEO is kind of a full-time job. Don't murder yourself. with the details of SEO. Later on, I will be doing videos about how regular people can do SEO. So don't murder yourself over it. Now, if you're wondering what a successful marketing campaign looks like, look at Dove Real Beauty sketches, Red Bull, of course, and the Chipotle Scarecrow. All of these things, these people, they're running successful content marketing campaigns. Um, and out of these three, I'd have to say Red Bull is the one that jumps out at me the most. I see Red Bull content everywhere. And anytime you see sponsored by Red Bull or Red Bull's whatever competition, that's their content. So, I mean, they make their content a little bit differently than we make our content. But like the Chipotle Scarecrow, it generated over 11.7 million views and 500,000 shares on Facebook. Okay. Red Bull's hashtag gives you wings. It's iconic. And the Dove Real Beauty sketches generated over 114 million views and was shared over 3.7 million times. Now, these numbers are completely unrealistic for people like you and me at the current level where we're at today. Because, I mean, how many marketers out there can say, oh, they make as much money and have as much power as Red Bull or any of these companies, really? They really can't. Most people can't. And if they try to, some of them might be lying a little bit. So beware of people who aren't afraid to lie to try to make themselves look better. But you and I know better. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some marketers like Russell Brunson. Yeah, I believe his company makes as much as Red Bull. When he does something, he pulls lots and lots and lots of people. It's pretty crazy. I know it's not one of those evergreen webinars where it's got a fake audience in it, because the facilitators of his webinars make the audience engage. That's how you can tell a good webinar from a bad one, where the audience engages. And I'm saying about 80% of the people that shows up to his webinars, they engage. But then again, 80% of the people who no, I'd have to say 80% of the people shows up at his webinars, they pay serious money to be in his webinars. So keep that in mind. And yeah, down the road, when you get better, you can charge for your content too. Now, getting started. This is what really murders a lot of people, is the getting started process. Okay. Um, the most important thing is being consistent. Okay. Create a schedule that you can realistically achieve. Don't go all gung ho and promise yourself you're going to do it for 7 days a week. Do it something that's realistic for your schedule that you could achieve without breaking your own back. You don't want to do that. You don't want to make this like a big chore. You want it to be fun and enjoyable. Now, it says invest in a great team. Yeah, don't do that. Not in the beginning, not unless you have money to invest. But in the beginning, you're going to do a lot of trial and error stuff, and you're not going to want to, have a lot of money in it. You need to figure out what works best for you, what works best for your style. And then as you start making more and more money, then you can invest in a great quality team. But at this point, I just invest in great quality tools like Leadsleep that helps me with all of this. Okay. Um, and then use the right platforms, which is what I just said. Like Leadsleep. I also use for my blogging. I use, of course, WordPress, but I also use Divi as well. I like the way it works. I like how it builds, and I like it. So now, here's the situation. If you sign up for any of my stuff, no, not even that. How do I end this? Oh, there it goes. Stop. Okay. If you like this presentation, all you got to do is comment and I will send it to you for free. I'll send it to you in PDF format. And then from there, you can do whatever you want with it. Uh, it's a it's a pretty good one for getting anyone started into content marketing. I think it covers all the bases. I used artificial intelligence to build it. So if you want to know more about that, please let me know. It's it took me a good 3 days of research to really get into it and to start using it, making it useful for me. Now I'm finding it saves me around 4 or 5 hours a day. So that's really exciting. Um, that's pretty cool. All right, so there you have it. Content marketing. This is the way you want to go. So please like, subscribe, definitely look at the links below and sign up for anything on there. I will give you some good bonus stuff. So there you have it. Thank you so much for coming early this morning or earlier in your day than normal. Um, Bye, everybody. Whoops. I really hate that screen.